countdown is so stressful. Oh, hello, everyone. Welcome to the Eric and Rodney show without Robin.
I love it.
Yeah. So let me tell you the damage that Robin has done to the show. And listen, we love him. He's our co-host. But not only did he scare the guest away for today with his blue material talking about soggy biscuits, he doesn't show up either. So that's a twofer, baby.
He has really, he has.
Really done some
he's
damage.
BD Coopered us, right? Was that his name? BD Cooper.
It's not good. I thought he was
done his end.
No, what are you gonna do? All right. So before the show came on, we were talking about your pickleball shoes.
Yes,
they're $100 pickleball shoes. But okay, real quick, I don't want to.
This is a cheap sport, though. Can I just say that? Like considering other sports, like people play. Like, I play golf. I spent $600 on this driver. Like $600 in pickleball, you could have a couple of really nice paddles, like some really good stuff.
That's exactly where I was going to go with this because last night I played bar trivia, and we are bar trivia champions once again. By the way, thanks to me.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Pinch hit.
Congratulations.
I was on it. Thank you. It was a last minute. It was a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. I fucking killed it. Nobody else knew the answer in the room to the bonus question. It put us over the top.
Do you want to tell us the question or
yeah? So it's, I don't know why I know this, and it's not going to be verbatim, but it's what Grammy Award winning singer was the voice of Sally Brown in the Peanuts cartoons in the 80s?
I have no idea.
I don't know why I know this. Nobody else knew it. It was Fergie from the Black Eyed Peas.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know, but I knew it.
Wait, since she was a kid?
Yeah, when she was a kid, she voiced Sally Brown, who I think is Charlie Brown's sister.
That's really, It is. No, that's crazy.
I have no idea why I know this. I don't like the Black Eyed Peas.
Dude, I got to be honest. You might need to get on Jeopardy. Forget about bar trivia. I mean, that's some shit.
I know. I'm some next level shit.
And I'm pretty good with music. They put a gun to my head, so we're gonna kill everybody. I just said I'd love you all.
Yeah, everyone's like Taylor Swift and shit. I was like, no, it's for delicious.
Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's too big for that. She's an animal.
Plus, I'm not even sure she was born in the 80s, was she? She's very young. Anyway, so one of the guys on the team told me that he just spent $3,700 on golf clubs. $3,700 for
$3,700 in pickleball, and that's like a year.
I was gonna say that's
a lot of stuff. Like the most expensive paddle on the market's like $240.
Wow. Do you have it?
It's a Ben John's. I have a bread and butter. And I had a lesson yesterday. With my coach. Right, he's really good. His name's Arunas, and he really nice guy. But he was I might be wrong about this. He was either tennis or something, right? What is that called? Ping pong.
Oh, ping pong, yeah.
Is there a difference between table tennis and ping pong? I don't know. It seems like
I don't know. I think it's like football and soccer. People just call it different things.
Yeah. So, anyway, he's amazing, and he was just. I mean, but he's like he's. I think he's from Romania or Slovenia or something like that. So he drills like he's.
That's on.
There's no breaks. There's no breaks.
Yeah, I don't know anything about pickleball, but if I was to get into it, I want a coach from Eastern Europe. It just feels like that's where you would be good, right?
And it's funny, like when he's coaching me, right? He'll be like he was telling me yesterday where to drop the ball, and he's like, and I obviously made a couple mistakes. He goes, "I sit here." I was like, "Absolutely," and then he just keeps doing it until literally.
The pickleball hour. Real quick about it. So Alex is on my team. She was a champion too. I mean, didn't quite get the hit in the bottom of the ninth the way I did. But yeah, man, going out and drinking is cost prohibitive. Why is fun so goddamn expensive? You know?
Fun should be free.
Fun should be free. Booze should be a little cheaper than it is. It really, you can't have 15 drinks without spending.
You should be able to bring your own booze. Like there's a place around my house here. It's BYOB. You can bring whatever you want, but you have to pay a corking fee. Like $35, which is bizarre.
You know what the thing about bring your own beer though is I think it's only beer and wine. You can't show up with a bottle of bourbon, unfortunately.
You know what I always wondered though, and I'm just asking, right? I'm not trying to cause problems, but I used to frequent the nightclubs in New York City. I know, crazy, but for me, it was more research. Yeah, I want to make sure people were safe.
Right. Oh, you're an altruist. You're a giver.
That's it. And I remember years ago, right, what I thought was hysterical. They were like, "You can't smoke in bars." I thought these people are insane. Are you on drugs? Everybody smokes, right? Well, anyway, oddly enough, when they passed that law in New York City, you're not gonna believe this. People still smoked in the clubs. It was insanity. And the thing of it is people used to say all the time, they're gonna bust in here in the middle of the night and put us all in jail for smoking cigarettes. Number one,
cigarette police, the horse-mounted cigarette police.
But then I got to thinking, right? My mom used to own hair salons, and she used to have the health inspectors or whatever they are come in, right? And they would grade the salons in North Carolina anyway. I don't know if it was health inspector. It was somebody, right? Would come in. She always had A+ and A's and whatever. It was great, right? But I remember thinking to myself, Do I recall this person? I do.
Mm.
They were home by 3 every afternoon. Do
Mm.
I think that the smoking police is going to bust in here at 3 in the morning to catch? I don't
think
Did you
so.
ever hear of any place ever getting busted for smoke? Of course not.
No. You know what I used to like too is the restaurants used to be able to smoke, and there was a smoking section and a non-smoking section. Remember we did that story about the Japanese putting contaminated water in the thing, and Korea was like, I would do that. And then they were like, oh, don't worry about it. It won't go into Korean waters. Like toxic waste respects borders. It's like the smoking section. You think the smoke respects the non-smoking section? The smoke doesn't give a shit. If you have
it's kind of like COVID.
It is like
right. We're like, you guys can't eat inside, but you can eat out here in a tent.
The rules are very fluid, is I guess what.
Yeah, you know the other thing I was gonna just touch on. I was thinking about. Have you seen Leonardo DiCaprio lately?
No, there's no.
Well, every time I see him, he's wearing a mask, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if he's got the memo yet or not. COVID's over. And it makes it easier to identify you now with the mask because you're the only person wearing one.
That's a good point.
So if we see a tall man walking with a young girl,
25 and under,
it's probably Leo because he has a mask on.
Although I heard that we're gonna have to start wearing masks again. There's some new
for what?
Or some shit. COVID.
Is it the election COVID?
I think it's the election COVID. We gotta get voters off the ground. Great. All right. Well, I guess we should try to stick with the format of the show, even though Robin's not here. We have no guest and nobody's watching. So,
well, I think Alex is here. We got to keep her entertained for the next 54 minutes. 54 minutes.
All right. So, Alex and Rodney, it's our new gimmick to celebrate whatever day it is here in the United States. And listen,
it's always something.
It's something. It tends to skew towards food, so it's National
I like it.
Banana Split Day. I just wanted to talk about ice cream for a second. I know we've talked about ice cream before. How do you feel about the banana split?
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I just don't.
It's not my first choice.
Me either, and I think it's more. It's a better idea than it is in practice because I don't think the banana adds much. I think bananas belong in dessert if it's like a bananas Foster and you're cooking them
or a banana pudding
sugar and shit. Yeah, it needs just a raw banana is not doing it for me in a dessert.
You know what I feel like? I always felt like this is what I truly feel like. I can say this because this is our show, but I always felt like they were like, come up with something in the back. I was like, grab those almost ripe bananas, throw them in the each side. Right.
It's like a dessert that was out of ideas.
Yeah. Like, it's like I went to this place right by our house and everybody was going on, and I was like, I'm serious. This one guy was like, you're not gonna believe what you have to get, right?
Yeah.
So we got it, and it was ice cream covered Oreos.
Ice cream covered Oreos?
Yeah, like the ice cream is over the Oreo. It's very good.
I mean,
I was thinking to myself, like, how come Oreo hasn't what?
Oreos are fucking great.
Snappy?
I like the thin Oreos. Have you had those yet? Oreo thins? Because I don't like the goo in the middle as much as I like the cookie.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think Dairy Queen that was onto something, or King, or whatever it's called now.
Oh man,
when they started mixing the goodies together.
Yeah, the Blizzards. Oh my god, I fucking love Blizzards. Jenny Winnie, do you want to chime in with what's not an underrated? I'll tell you, I used to not eat bread pudding because I don't like the name. Bread pudding is a terrible fucking name, but bread pudding is a great dessert. It tastes like French toast, and then they do fancier stuff on top of it. It's crazy.
Have you ever had baklava? Like you try to bite into a real piece, it almost chip your tooth off, and then it's like layer by layer.
Baklava is a little one note. And here's Sergio again talking about rum. We missed you for the past couple days.
Here's a question for Sergio. What's your favorite rum?
Oh shit. Rum is really good these days.
If you were in Mars and you could only have one rum.
Yeah. So Sergio, you're heading towards Mars and exactly. You can only bring one.
You can only give room for one rum for life.
Mm-hmm. I'm not a huge rum guy.
And cost is no factor.
No, it doesn't matter. What is the Pappy Van Winkle of rums? I don't know.
Captain Morgan? Yeah.
Captain Morgan single barrel. Oh, it's so good. I want to say too. My default is a brownie sundae, but here's my issue: the brownie's never as good as I want it to be. It's never a homemade brownie.
It's crap.
It's some store-bought fucking. So every time I get excited about the brownie, and it's never good.
You know what I said to my wife a while back? Because my wife's very good at cooking, very good. And I said to her one time, and I'm serious about this. What if you opened up a bakery? Like I don't know anything about making goodies, but I have made successfully brownies before,
Yeah.
and cakes with Duncan Hines.
Duncan Hines was an answer in trivia last night, but go ahead. What else?
Right. So open up a bakery, right? Like here's my idea. Like here's a cake by Rod Steele. Ready for it? A regular cake from Duncan Hines with I don't care what color it is.
Yeah.
Yellow, confetti, go crazy.
Yeah.
Right.
Funfetti.
Go nut job on it.
Yep.
And then the frosting, you ready for it? Is an entire jar of Nutella.
Oh, I love Nutella. Man, that's a good idea. No one uses Nutella as a frosting, do they?
Amateurs is what it is. And here's the second piece of that, right? I just want to share with you is that you open up a place and you just make stuff right out of the box.
And then you would dress it up a little bit or no? Just going straight.
Yeah, I mean, listen, it's carte blanche it's avant-garde in the back. But my point is that you come in to get brownies, they're out of the box.
Right. You know what pains me because
we're gonna jazz them up.
Yeah, like I'm a foodie asshole, but brownies out of a box are awesome. Funfetti is fucking great. Like I almost prefer,
and that's what it's called, out of the box, right? Everything in here has been made out of the box.
But it sounds like you're not in the box, but you're just coming out of the box. I think it's a brilliant idea, and I think we should do it. Hey, you ever hear about that chick? She owns Milk Bar.
Yes, so believe me, I've had Milk Bar multiple times.
Yeah, so her whole gimmick was cereal milk, right? When she worked at Mama Buco with David Chang, and now she has her own thing. I ordered her crack cake. Do you know that's a thing? Like she would make crack cake, but they had to rename it because people were offended. Crackheads were offended, evidently. But I guess my point is, I think there's room for dessert. Like we thought we had done everything, and then she comes out with cereal milk ice cream. There's more room to explore out of the box.
There is.
You know?
Yeah, out of the box, and you come in, right? And there's a bunch of stuff that's off the shelf. So here it is.
Okay, so Havana Club Rum from Cuba, not Puerto Rico. Oh, how am I supposed to get it from Cuba? Oh no, we can go there, right?
Now, how would we get that? You know what? I know just a lawyer for it. Do you have Hunter's number?
Hunter Biden knows how to get rum from Cuba. Oh,
I need his legal services.
Sergio, how much is a bottle of that? And can I order it on Etsy? Did you know you can get mushrooms on Etsy?
It's Hunter Biden.
Oh boy. All right. Well, we've killed the ice cream section. How do you feel about ice cream sandwiches?
I like them.
Me too.
You know how to make your own.
I've never made my own ice cream
you
sandwich.
Put down that cup of Appalachian sipping cream. Grab yourself two Eggos. You throw them in the toaster or whatever apparatus you have over there.
You get your hillbilly sandwich.
You take one and then you put ice cream and then you put the other one on top.
That sounds amazing. Will that be served out of the box?
Probably. Don't you think that's a good idea, right? Like we're not playing games. We're not trying to be like Morgan Spurlock. We're not trying to cure cancer. Yeah. Literally, right? We don't know what we're doing. We are smart enough to read instructions. And we have made, like, for example, eventually if we open up a restaurant, you say, what will we serve in the restaurant? Hamburger helper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hamburger
Various items that are out of the box. Manwiches.
Shake and bake.
That's out of a can. You see where I'm going with it, right? Shake and bake pork chops.
Oh, my God. I love the fat. Oh, man.
People would go crazy.
You know the fat ring around the pork chop? You get that nice and shake and baked, shake and book. That is good.
Yeah. Shake and bake is a move in pickleball, by the way.
What's that?
Shake and bake is a move in pickleball. It's where you poach.
Is it delicious? It sounds delicious.
It's good.
Jenny Winnie, of course, like we have to worry about the logistics. Can you imagine going to space? There's nothingness, just vast blackness, and you're sober the entire time. But
imagine you get there and you realize you forgot something.
In its fucking room.
Right? Right? That you literally are like, I can't.
Yeah. It felt like I had 27 strokes. I'm a little hungover. The Fridays after trivia are tough on me. Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
Starts at Hot Pockets. Oh my God.
Alex gets it.
We could have Lunchables as like a charcuterie appetizer.
And I know what you're thinking, Rod. This makes a lot of sense, but how are we going to be competitive? I'm glad you asked. It's called Sam's Club.
I was going to say, we buy in bulk.
We head on over to Sam. You want to hear something crazy? Yeah. Now, I had this idea, but I was unsure if it would work. You know how they have those microwavable White Castle burgers?
I do.
Sell them in the White Castle parking lot cheaper than they're selling them in the store.
Like 50 cents cheaper, right?
That's right. Well, I think it might be free at that point, but let's say they're 50 cents. We sell them for 40 cents.
We're going to undercut White Castle with White Castle product.
Or, you know, we could say we're not even selling the burgers. You're buying microwave time, cowboy.
Oh, interesting. I like that idea. I think the out of the box restaurant, like we could serve SpaghettiOs, Spam. There's no
anything really.
anything really.
Yeah, it really is. The sky's the limit.
And you don't have to hire high priced talent to microwave this shit. So
I don't even think we use the microwave. We're beyond it. We use a toaster oven.
oh, that'd be nice. Oh, tableside ramen.
Exactly.
Tableside ramen.
And you could do like, here's one that's off the top of my head, right? Flaming hot Cheetos, breaded.
Jalapeno poppers.
Yes. Or what is it? Chicken fingers. Sorry, I don't know why I spaced.
Well, now we're getting okay, but now we're preparing stuff. I'm all.
Well, that's a special chefery item.
Okay, so we have
I'm
one
just thinking outside the box here. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Like, say you come in for breakfast and you're like, man, oh man. I'll give you an example of the menu. You say, man, oh man, I'm really, really hungry. Great. Pick a box of cereal here. Here's everyone known Cocoa Crisp. Maybe that'll get you sorted out.
Oh, we were discussing cereal last night. Fucking Cinnamon Toast Crunch is like one of the greatest things in the world.
Oh, Cinnamon Toast Crunch is.
It's unbelievably good.
Yeah, it's something else. And then I was thinking, right? You say, well, what else? What else do you have back there? Pop-Tarts.
Pop-Tarts. You know, we should serve
strudels.
You know, it's an underrated cereal is Honey Bunches of Oats.
Oh yeah. You know what I used to love as a kid was Mucilin.
Oh, Mucilin's good too.
Grape
it doesn't
nuts,
look like it would
grape
be good.
nuts in, yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those very crunchy cereals. It's
very
which
good.
is like the opposite ends of Fruity Pebbles, which get immediately soggy, right? Like if you just need to smush the technologies together.
Yeah, it's very tough.
All right, so $100 to $300 buys me the best rum in the world. See, that's the thing about rum and tequila. A little bit of money goes way further because $100 to $300 isn't buying you the best bourbon in the world.
Yeah. What is the best bourbon in the world?
So I will say that well, it's a rye, but Whistle Pigs, Boss Hog 7, the bottles over there was $500, and it tasted like you were licking God. It was unfucking believable. I'd say in second place is St. Cloud, and that's more affordable. That's like $165. But that's just my personal taste. I don't know what the consensus is.
That's a good point. You know what you got to do is you got to order one of those bottles there. You got to fill it up with something brown and then just walk around.
Iced tea.
You're like, my God, he's a billionaire.
Sergio, can you get us the Eric and Rodney show a couple of bottles? We'll pay you. We're good for it. I just want the best rum in the world. It's got to be unbelievable.
Robin's good for it.
Yeah, Robin's good for it. Wherever the fuck he is. May you rest.
Where is he today? You know what's funny with him? He's always out when it's someone's birthday. I told him, I said, listen.
Whose birthday is it today?
Well, he's in his 20s now, so it's the birthday circuit.
Oh, they still care.
When you get into your 30s, it's the wedding circuit. Good morning, Garrett.
Is the 40s the divorce circuit?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
I would say it's the kid segment.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Kid section.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's much lamer.
50s is where everybody goes crazy and starts doing crazy stuff, right?
I think so. Yeah, the older you get, I think the nuttier you are because you realize that we're all spiraling towards death and nothing matters. Anyway, you want to go?
That's right.
Want to go to the first headline?
Are we doing the news? I forgot about it.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't fucking know. Headline number one. Okay, first of all, before we get to the headline, the New York Post's website.
What is going on here? There's like 4 stories in a video.
Like, what am I fucking looking at? What is 6 billion things? I know the New York Post has exponentially more money than I do, and they're way more successful. But what is this? You know what I'm saying? It's bothersome.
Well, you know New York Post, who owns it? Do you know this information?
I think I do. Wait, who does?
Rupert Murdoch.
Oh, Rupert. Oh,
now I don't know if you know who he is, but he owns another organization. You may have heard of it, Fox News.
No. So I have to go to Cuba. Oh man, that's back to Captain Morgan's.
I done told y'all 15-20 minutes ago who to speak with.
Oh yeah, Hunter.
You need to call down Hunter Biden and say, Hunter, I need your legal services. He is a lawyer. I'm serious. I don't know if he's skilled at it.
Yeah, but I'm sure he's. I mean, his father's popular, kind of. I've never done a cinnamon toast liquor shot. Can you give me? Yeah, exactly.
I guarantee you, Fireball's in it.
Fireball. It's gonna be something creamy, so it's gonna be like.
What do you? I'm thinking. What's that?
Appalachian sipping cream.
Oof. That's for brunch though, so no, that wouldn't.
No, that's
for imagine being arrested for drunk driving, and they're like, "What's going on in there?" And you're like, "I'm so messed up on the Appalachian sipping cream, and I got started with a Dunkin' Donut seltzer beer or whatever it was. What was that they had?
Yeah,
spike beers.
That's for the morning, and then you go on to brunch. But if you get pulled over, they'll be like, "Your driving's erratic, but your breath smells delightful," and then they'll let you up.
Climb on in.
Oh man, Sergio, you mix in good rum in a Collins? This seems don't you drink the good shit straight? I don't know. I'm no NASA scientist though. I think that's the problem.
Maybe that's what we have a rum chata. Oh, that
I knew it was going to be some creamy.
I'm going to lie to you. I'm a fan of rum chata.
I think it's universally beloved, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you want to? Oh man, I wish you don't have any rum chata. I don't have any rum chata. I think we should
rum chata. I don't have any Fireball. What do we do?
A breakfast cereal shot would be tremendous right now. A little hair to the dog. All right. So this guy, remember this guy, our friend from earlier, who he half-assed
Donald Trump?
No, he didn't see the coup through. That guy.
Oh. Well, this is Donald Trump and some.
Well, that's the other thing about.
Is that a real man?
Or
a robot? It looks like a robot.
This is what I hate about Fox. So it makes sense that Murdoch owns this. Fox News does the same thing. The headline never matches up with the video, but beneath it. So fuck the video. It's just I did this.
I'm just trying to figure out why Donald Trump looks angry and this guy looks like he's having a bowel movement.
Yeah, no. This guy's definitely taking a shit. But yeah, this was to further illustrate how dumb this whole thing is. Like, I don't know where to look. Everything's confusing. Anyway, our boy here, Prigozhin.
Yeah, Prigozhin.
Prigozhin. That's how you say it.
Yeah.
So this is an article from July that goes back into his multiple costumes. He was hiding. He knew that Putin was going to get him, even though in this article, Putin's like, "Oh, fine, it's cool. I'm okay with the coup." So this is these are his costumes to try to hide from Vladimir Putin.
Well, so in the bottom right, he looks like Borat.
Well, yeah, that's what everybody said. Everybody's like,
yeah,
it's exactly like Sacha Baron Cohen and the Dictator.
Or the Dictator, yeah.
Yeah, which really, who gives a fuck about this guy? But Sacha Baron Cohen, I know we've said this before, national treasure. Yeah, I know he's not American, but he's a genius.
He's got Kim Jong-un there, or his name is in the barrel.
It was the
urn, the old man. Which one of these looks is your favorite?
That's a good question. I think the upper left is sort of like the youthful look. Like he's trying to look a lot younger. Yeah.
He's like, "Hello, youngsters."
Right. Like he put some lemon juice in his hair. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Steve Buscemi.
And why does he have? I don't know. And then in the middle there, like I don't know. Like what's that? Is that? Oh, he's okay. It's a beard because I'm like, what's happened to his face?
Can you imagine this is the thing that saves his life? Like Vladimir Putin is just shocked by.
You know what I don't understand? This is what doesn't make any sense. And perhaps we're in the wrong game. I understood this guy had his own plane. He was a billionaire. Is that?
Oh shit! You're right. No, thank you for bringing this up, man. This is a terrible performance. So when they arrested him after the failed coup, he had $6 million in cash, right? Then they looked at his cars, and he had $111 million in cash and gold bars. So this is my thing. Why stage a coup? You're not going to fucking beat Vladimir Putin by yourself, dum-dum. You're sitting on at least $117 million in cash. Just ride it out. You know?
I had a better idea because I had read that he had like 600 million. Right.
Oh, okay. So
who knows? And prior he was selling hot dogs. So I mean, this guy obviously is I wouldn't say he's the American dream because he's not American, right?
He's aggressively un-American.
He is a dream.
Yeah. He's a dream. Well, yes.
Yeah.
To your point.
Yeah.
To your point, if they find you, like they just show up at your house and look at your cars and they find $117 million, you probably have another $600 million somewhere.
Exactly. Right. This guy's, this guy's a real Bond villain. So here's my point, right? I'm just thinking out loud. This guy literally took over cities in Iraq with all of his people.
Mm-hmm.
Does he know anyone in America? Like, if I had $117 million, I got to believe you could figure out a way to disappear. Am I wrong?
Out of Russia? Yeah. Like once you piss off Putin,
he's like, I'm going to just head on out. And Putin said everything's okay. I literally said to my wife when this whole story came out about the coup, I said, he's either got to kill them all or he's dead. I thought they were going to kill him that night.
No, you can't half-ass a coup. The thing I like about Putin, too, is that he just pretended they were cool for a couple months, and then he crashed his plane. He's a real evil genius, this guy. Jenny Winnie has an idea for your store. So she wants to do box food. So cinnamon toast shots, Duncan Hines chocolate cake.
Yes.
I enjoy it. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you, this could be a chain. And here's the thing here. You say, how in the world are we going to train everybody? Can they read?
Yep.
Can you read the box?
Right. And microwaves are relatively cheap. As compared to like stoves with hoods and everything else.
Yeah. And people would say to me, Rod, this is not healthy.
Well,
no one said I was a health guru.
No, this is not Whole Foods. Right. Here's
Go
the
up
other
the street and get yourself some vegetables.
Our products are going to be shelf stable for years, so we don't have to worry about breakage, right? Like produce,
Or
you're going to throw it away. Meat goes bad.
Salmonella.
What's that?
Or
Salmonella.
salmonella.
It's all very processed, very clean,
Or
very
animal
healthy.
feces or whatever that video was on.
Out of the
No
box.
animals were harmed in this making of this.
Exactly. We're famous for not putting feces on your food. I don't want to brag, but that's sort of our thing here. All right, the next
Feces
headline.
free.
I hate when Robin's on here because I have to do this. I don't know why. See, here's the thing too. I always shit on Fox News for doing stories that aren't stories. But what is CNN covering Kevin Hart for?
Kevin Hart's in a wheelchair? What do you mean? Is he really in a wheelchair? He's crippled?
No,
or handicapped or whatever?
No. So
what the hell's going on?
I will tell you. So little tiny Kevin Hart, like this picture.
Where is he? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
There's Tiny.
I know The Rock is gigantic, but geez,
look how big Will Ferrell is. He's a giant too, and the lady beside him.
Well, right, the lady's much taller than
everybody. I mean, everybody over there is a giant.
I know. Well, no, I think Kevin Hart's just very, very tiny. So Kevin Hart did in his infinite wisdom, he is friends with former New England Patriot running back Stephen Ridley. There he is right now. So he decided he was going to race Stephen Ridley. He thought that little tiny Kevin Hart thought that he is perhaps faster than an ex-NFL running back. So they had a little racy race, and Kevin Hart tore his abdominal wall. I don't know, his abdomen and his abductors, whatever the fuck those are, by racing Stephen Ridley. So now we can't walk. So this is national news for some reason.
Well, here's the question now. What was Kevin on?
I think Kevin was just on delusion. This is the thing too. I don't think people realize how good professional athletes are. Like I know we talk about Tom Brady a lot. If me and you played catch with Tom Brady, he'd break all our fingers.
We wouldn't be playing.
No, he throws the ball at 90 miles an hour. You know, like these professional athletes are fucking.
It's like, well, I can't attest to that, but I agree with you. And I can say like with pickleball, right? Like I've played with a couple of like really good people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't touch the ball.
Yeah.
Like they're humoring you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're dicking around. But just the size of these people, like all right. So Stephen Ridley looks relatively normal next to this other NFL player, but if he was in a room, he'd be a monster.
Right next to the other NFL player. Like I've met Tiki Barber before, right? And I know he doesn't play anymore, but he's the fittest guy in every room.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
I used to bartend at this place, and Dwight Evans, who was a Red Sox left fielder for a bunch of years in the 80s, like he wasn't known for being big or anything, right? He was like, oh, he's a giant. But he walks into a room full of regular-sized people. His head's the size of a cinder block. His hands are fucking gigantic. Professional athletes are just giant men.
That's like Ben Roethlisberger. I met him one time. He's a monster.
Yeah, they're
rip your head off. You know what I mean? They're giants. Right.
And then you get somebody like Kevin Hart. It's like, I could probably beat you in a race. And then he tears his stomach lining.
The other thing I don't get, though, is like, I'm no scientist. I'm just a simple man. But Kevin Hart's like 4 foot tall. If this guy, what's his name, Kevin? If he,
Stephen Ridley.
Sorry, Stephen is of average height,
which he is. He's 5'11".
So. Yeah, so he's a foot, almost 2 feet taller than Kevin. He's naturally going to be able to run faster.
Right.
Also, like you ever notice the people that run the marathons, oddly enough, are very thin and tall. I know.
It's crazy. It's almost like they're built like athletes, unlike, I don't know, Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart. Like, could you imagine The Rock being like, I'll outrun you? He would never say that. And I don't know if he could. Likely not. But he would have a better shot.
Yeah, you got to know when to hold him and know when to fold him there, Kev.
Will Ferrell, speaking of running, has done quite a few marathons.
Has he really?
Yeah. Is that his wife?
No, I think she's in Jumanji. I think she's. I mean, if you look at the movie poster, I don't know who she is, and I don't mean to disparage.
I didn't even look at it, to be honest.
I have no idea who that is. I've never seen the new Jumanjis either.
No, I never saw the old one.
Didn't the old one have?
I never cared about any of it. Robin Williams was in it.
It's
just I don't like that kind of stuff. It's stupid. Like I didn't like that book. What's that book where the guy's flying on the dog's ears? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, Never Ending Story.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
That's stupid though.
See, this is when you and Robin would talk, and I'd pull up the new pictures. But right now, since we don't have a Robin, we're just gonna have to stare at each other for a second.
It's all right. I can continue on.
Okay, what else?
Why is Will Ferrell wearing a gray jacket with purple pants? That's a question. And why is The Rock's outfit not matched? These are questions I need to know. And why is Kevin on a cobbler's uniform? Do these people have stylists? Like the only one in this picture that looks good at all is the woman.
Yeah. What
you well put together, but these guys are a mess. Like these guys are rich, right? Like none of these people are poor. The Rock looks like he got that off the rack.
That's a good point. In the pants, you're right. They're not the same color.
No, they're not. And look at Kevin. Like, who in the world would tell him to wear 4 or 5 buttons? He's a midget. And then Will literally looks like he's showing up for revival.
Oh, short legs can run pretty fast, not beating an NFL running back. But all right, well,
I don't disagree with you, but Kevin is a comedian. It would be like me saying I can out joke Kevin.
Right.
I don't think it's going to happen. Or Kevin saying he can out pickleball me.
That's outrageous.
Whatever happened. Get out of here, Kevin. Get out.
All right. Well, speaking of physical specimens, story number 3. So Trump's booking height and weight said social media blaze. And the guy goes, wait, what? So they listed our boy Trump. Tell me if you think this sounds right.
He got arrested yesterday, right? Or
he did get arrested.
Himself in or whatever.
Yep. So they've Donald Trump is evidently 6'3" and 215. Now, Larry Fitzgerald, very good NFL wide receiver, is 6'3" and 218. Do you think
in very good shape?
Very good shape. Do you think they carry the weight in the same way, or what's?
I don't think Donald Trump's 6'3", is he?
This is what's so. He's neither 6'3" nor 215.
No. But I was thinking he was like 5'8".
He's in
675, you know.
Right. This is the official booking picture though that Trump put out. So
it wasn't this one of his NFT coins?
Yes.
You know what still baffles me about this is that he's had 4 indictments, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard this or not, but he has been off Twitter for ever since he's like his last tweet was I'm not coming back on Twitter or I'm not going to the inaugural or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And last night he tweeted with his mugshot.
Oh, he did. That's the first thing he tweeted out.
It's the only thing he's tweeted in. When did he lose the election? 2021? I don't remember. To be honest. It was like January something. It was like right after the insurrection, or before. I don't know. He tweeted and said, "I'm not going to the inaugural. I'm not going to celebrate Joe Biden taking over."
Oh, that's nice.
And that's his last tweet up until he tweeted last night.
Just tweeted
a boatload of money.
Yeah. Did you see that the Republican debates, everyone but Chris Christie and some other guys said that they would support him even if he got found guilty of his criminal charges? Yeah,
that guy Vivek or whatever his name is, he said that he would pardon him.
That guy's out of his mind, huh?
He said that climate change is a hoax.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. All right, well, so I think the point is Trump's is fat. He's definitely not 215. What do you weigh?
I am about 178.
Okay, I'm pretty close to 215, but I don't look. I'm probably in the middle of somewhere between Larry Fitzgerald and Donald Trump.
But you're not 5'3", are you?
I'm not. I'm like 6'1", 6'2" with hair.
So if you think about it, right, you're 6'1" and you're not overweight, right? So let's just deduce what we can deduce here, right?
Right.
Trump is probably, if I had to guess, maybe 5'10", 5'11", and he probably weighs 275.
He's got to.
I'm guessing. I don't know, right? But I mean, like, here's the other thing too, right? Again, while we're on the topic of this, I've played golf before, if you can imagine it. There are other choices than white.
Yeah.
Perhaps get rid of the pleats and the khakis that are bunched up and that white shirt. Get a black shirt.
Yeah. He's got that fupa thing going on in the front too, you know.
And lose that hat. You can trim up your hair in the back. You look like a hillbilly. You know who? You know, I got to be honest. Like sometimes when you look at him on the golf course, it looks like I'm like, oh, is that? That's not John Daly. That's not him.
He's John Daly-esque, but way worse.
Right?
Than golf, I would imagine. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, John Daly was to smoke cigarettes and eat M&Ms and drive 300 yards.
I think he still does. Have you seen John Daly these days? Like I don't give a shit about.
Oh yeah,
golf.
yeah. I mean, he's no, but he's amazing. He's amazing. Yeah, no, he's a. You know what's funny is I remember my stepfather used to always be like, you see, he's going to be dead in a few years. My stepfather has passed away. John Daly is still kicking it. It's like Warren Buffett, right? He goes to McDonald's every morning.
Yeah, something about cigarettes and booze.
Donald Trump drinks Cokes.
Eats, another big, huge fan of McDonald's. So I don't know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we have this other story, and I apologize because I couldn't wrap my head around the pricing structure of this, but everything you need to know about ETIS and Europe. Anyway, as it turns out, Europe is now going to tax. There's a tourist tax starting in 2024 for everyone who's not in the EU. And once again, a little hungover, but I believe it's $7 a year.
They're going to tax us $7 a year.
Yes.
How?
Well, you have. I think you have to buy this visa now. So maybe you have to present it along with your passport, or maybe it's a stamp in your passport. But I think you can buy 3 years at a time, so $21.
Oh, okay. And that's it?
Yeah, but then they go into all these other taxes. Like the United States does a similar thing with tourists, but they tack it on to your hotel. Like there's a 7% fucking tourist tax on a whole. But it's just
I think we pay that too, though, don't we? Because I know if you go to New York City, there's about $150 worth of fees that no one seems to know what it is. It's like city tax fee,
right?
Hotel tax fee.
If you think about the tax system, it's so fucked up. Like they tax us right off the bat before we even get our check. Then they're taxing shit we buy with our already taxed money. Like it's never ending. Then
and then they're taxing the people that's taking the money.
I know it's excise tax, fucking tolls. It's just they hit you constantly with everything. It's crazy.
And I if you look at like a lot of these cases, right, and like people are like in serious trouble, it's like because of taxes, and it's like it's just crazy to me.
It is crazy, and it hurts my soul. But like that whole thing about Dave Chappelle saying Trump was an honest liar, and then SNL monologue when Trump's like, "Of course I don't pay taxes. Why would I when I don't have to?" And oh, by the way, everyone I'm running against also doesn't pay taxes. And why would you if you can avoid it? Because they really fuck you. It's It's not like you're patriotic. You're just fucking me. But it's not going to. I love Europe. This is Portugal. Oh, look at that! Isn't it pretty? Beautiful. My God. I know. I think that's worth $7 a year.
Yeah, I'm okay with $7. I would be okay with 70.
See, this says Amsterdam charges a hefty 7% on your. I just got to tell you.
Let me ask you a question. Just Airbnb.
Yep. Right. Problem solved.
Out here where I live now, they won't let you Airbnb for less than 30 days.
They won't.
People were making money. Yeah, the towns were upset.
When does it stop with the torturous laws that keep dollars out of our pockets? God damn it.
Let us eat.
Right? We're not asking.
It's insanity.
It is insanity. Anyway.
My favorite, though, was Joe Biden yesterday, right? I don't know. I've been exercising for an hour and a half.
Joe Biden is ripped. Meanwhile, he's having a nice.
It's funny, though.
Joe Biden doesn't give a fuck. He's too old to give a fuck. All right. You
remember that time when the 9/11 happened and they said George W. Bush was reading the book to children, and I was like, that doesn't sound right. He was reading the book.
Him reading was the most unbelievable part of that story.
Stop it. They were like, he's gonna. I gotta tell you, man, though, like, I don't know, like, he was. I don't know how in the world it went down. I mean, he was a moron, right? I mean, literally, he was an imbecile.
Listen,
people say Donald Trump's stupid. Donald Trump is calculating, and like George W. Bush was a literal moron.
I know, and we re-elected him. He was
like whether you like Barack Obama or you don't. Barack Obama is, in my mind, is an intellectual, right?
Right.
Ted Cruz. I'm not a big fan of Ted Cruz, but he's an intellectual. These are smart people, right? They're crazy when it comes to the theories and stuff they have, but they're smart, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of anybody. Like, his IQ must have been like 50.
Yeah, and now he's like the fun, dumb uncle. Like America's sort of embraced. Like he wasn't a warmonger that started a war.
He was an imbecile. Like I literally wonder sometimes. If it hadn't been for Dick Cheney, I don't know what in the world would have happened.
Oh shit! I can homestead and not.
I don't even know what that means. What's homestead mean?
I don't know, but if it means that I don't have
to pay more to pay any taxes, that sounds great.
Here's the problem, though. I'd have to live in Florida to live in Florida. Can I not live in Florida and do that? Why? Like Massachusetts, can't we not pay taxes? Can't we learn from the sunny state of Florida?
Isn't that where the Tea Party started?
Yes, aren't we?
The real Tea Party, not the.
Yeah, we're famous for not wanting to pay taxes, and then all of a sudden we're like fucking Taxachusetts. So I don't know.
Massachusetts, I like it. That's a good one.
Florida. So I don't understand. I get to keep my whole paycheck. That would be amazing.
I don't understand how in the world all of these states have figured it out, but New York hasn't.
I know. We would be so much richer. Here's the thing. If you give like people that aren't wildly wealthy more money, we spend it. If you give wildly wealthy people, they hoard it. You know, you give me an extra couple grand a month, spending that shit, putting it right back into the economy.
That's
okay. Here's the final headline. I think we did pretty good. Without
we did what we could with what we had.
All right. Hooters, the chain known for scantily clad waitresses and naked wings, sued for discrimination. The complaints alleges that the Hooters girl with dark skin tones experienced racial hostility. So what happened was Hooters let their waitresses go during COVID, and then when they reopened, they seemed to only hire the white ones back.
Let's see.
Yeah. Hooters being racist doesn't shock me. Although I wouldn't. I don't know. I don't really.
I got to be honest, I never took Hooters for being racist, just sexist.
It's right. I mean, that's a good point. Certainly
Definitely wasn't, I got to be honest, race wasn't on my mind when I was in Hooters.
No, yeah, exactly.
That wasn't front and center.
I just think it's like Olive Garden for incels. Like it's PG-13 entertainment. Here's the thing: you could get wings at a strip club, or you could just go to a good restaurant. Instead, you have like reasonably attractive chicks in reasonably hot outfits, but with terrible food. I just don't understand.
You know what's funny? When I was in high school and college, we used to go there all the time, right? Not all the time. We went there quite often. I was in a lot of fantasy football leagues and stuff. Yeah. So that's what we'd have drafts and whatever. Anyway, so we would go, and oddly enough, I was thinking about why do we go all the time? And it was usually because one of my friends, or sometimes myself, was friends with one of the waitresses.
Yeah. Right? See, if you go when you're in high school and in college before you can drink, I think that's fine because that's like trying to get fucked up on Mountain Dew when you're younger.
Oh yeah, we would drink, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, but when you turn into an adult, I just think. Listen, I am famously pro scantily clad women, but I don't want to go to a shitty restaurant just because the waitresses are marginally hot.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you. If I had a choice between Buffalo Wild Wings or Hooters, I would go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Well, the food is it's one notch above.
Well, it's good. What? I mean, it's like 5. I'm exaggerating, but there's like 60 flavors. You know what I mean? Hooters, it's like hot, mild, or whatever.
So you're in it for the variety of wing flavors.
I mean, I like them, man. I got to be honest. Like, if I'm gonna go eat wings, I want to try things.
Wings.
I want to live.
See, this is another thing about American cuisine because no one ever thinks about American cuisine as one of the finest cuisines in the world, but it really is. I forgot about wings. Wings are up there with steak, seafood towers, charcuterie boards. I think these are all ours. Cheeseburgers.
Yeah, they're all ours. All that stuff's ours. Everything is ours.
I know they're gonna it was invented in Germany. Cheeseburgers are ours. I'm sorry. We perfected them. I don't know.
You know what? I'll say this. What's the name of that German hot hamburger chain here in America?
Yeah, nobody.
But I will tell you this: there was a Five Guys in Portugal, a Five Guys in Spain. There was a Five Guys in Majorca.
Oh, see, because
they're everywhere.
We know that there's a Steak Shack in Manila. We learned that yesterday when Robin.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Here's the other thing too that I like because you have that theory that if you like want to play Russian roulette, you should go to Subway and get the tuna, right?
Yes.
Okay. I haven't been in Hooters for a long time, but goddamn, they serve shrimp. Like I think this is equal.
Did not know that.
If you want to play around with your life, go to Hooters and order the seafood.
Yeah, order the seafood. Yeah, it's like here, like the only thing I went to diners, but like that would be the last place I would be ordering seafoods at the diner.
Yeah, you got to stay away from the seafood at the diner.
Plus, you want to sit real quick stuff.
Something tells me a lot of Hooters are landlocked because they're in flyover states predominantly. Like, is there a Hooters in New York City? Is there a Hooters in Manhattan? Probably not, right?
No. I gotta be honest. I don't know where there's any Hooters around. When I went to visit my mom, there was a restaurant called Twin Peaks, and it's supposed to be like a Hooters, but I didn't.
Twin Peaks dress even sluttier. I think I don't know, but I'm just thinking that a lot of Hooters are in landlocked states in strip malls, and that's not the place you want to get a nice shrimp. Like a shrimp cocktail.
Well, I don't think the girls are out shrimping that day.
You don't think they're sending them to the waters?
Nah, because shrimping ain't easy.
Shrimping ain't easy. I've heard that. Well, that concludes the news portion, and we still have
news portion of your programming, gentlemen. Do we have any LinkedIn lunatics videos? What do we have? Anything good?
Oh, we got nothing. We got nothing. I was going to prepare, but I just kicked you out. Yeah. So do you want to talk about the state of the show and where we want to go and how it's we're heading into our fourth month. How do you feel?
Wild times. How many episodes do we have now? 60 something?
Yeah, no, I think we're probably heading towards 60. Do you think we're getting any better?
I think we're naturals at this point.
Me too. How long do you think we're on Sirius? So you said something brilliant yesterday too. You said the goal is so that people can listen to us in the car, right?
Yes.
Which implies that we're going to be on satellite radio or something.
That would be it. That's my idea.
How long do you think it's going to take?
6 months.
Another 6 months or 6 months total?
I don't know. We're 4 now, so 2 months is pretty.
I know.
You know what it is? This is what I found, right? Is that it's not necessarily people say you have to be at the right place at the right time. I don't think you have to be at the right place at the right time. I think you have to create as many opportunities as possible.
I agree with you. Which is why we started to cut up these videos. Did you watch the clip that our video guy sent over?
I haven't yet, but I will.
It's good. So the idea, America, is that we're going to start turning the hour into many smaller 30 to 90-second clips. So to your point, Rodney, the more we're out there, the more we might be seen by somebody who's a decision maker and could give us a show.
We might even email them.
Every day for the next 6 months. Listen, I just want to be famous. I just want to do this show and take a nap. That's my ideal day.
Don't we have somebody that's kind of famous that just interviewed Gary Vee coming on the show? I got to tell you, I will say this. When we first started the show, right?
Yeah.
I remember being like, listen, I've started a LinkedIn live show. And I will tell you this, and I've said this before. Yeah. People were like, what the hell's that? And I was like, LinkedIn? And they're like, yeah. The website? Yes, that one. They were like, wait, they have a TV show? No. They have a live, and we're going to do a show on it. And they're like, you're going to do a show about LinkedIn Live? No, we're going to do a show on LinkedIn Live.
It's very confusing. Yeah.
And then it became, people were like, oh, man, I seen it. It's kind of funny. How long y'all been doing it? How long you going to do it for? And then it was like, oh, man, y'all are controversial. Y'all say crazy stuff. And then it was, listen, I like your show, man, but you're saying crazy stuff on there. And then it became, can we get anybody on the show? People are scared. They're nervous.
I know.
Now they're beating down the door.
I know. We have, yes. So next week is full. We don't know anybody except for the guy on Monday. And I think the week after that is full. So it's fun.
Wild times.
Okay. This is a good, so Garrett, we're on, this is what, we're on, we live stream on Twitter,
LinkedIn,
at X, LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. But there's a right-wing YouTube called Rumble. I want to get on there because I think we can mix things up. Like, we're exhausting. We need to get actual media.
I think we get to get on Sirius.
We need to get on Sirius. Garrett, do you know anybody at Sirius? Does anybody know anybody at Sirius? Also, it's funny that we're so delusional. We think that we belong on Sirius, but that's the only way you get on Sirius is if you're delusional enough to think you're good enough for Sirius.
Well, here's why I think we can get on Sirius is because there's reality stars on Sirius.
Yeah.
Like, what is Jeff Lewis going to say?
Exactly. And when Howard Stern went to satellite radio, he was briefly replaced by David Lee Roth. And David Lee Roth was the worst radio show host I've ever heard in my life. And if David Lee Roth can get a show, certainly we can.
Well, the other thing, too, I think people don't realize is that, each one of us is like having an entire writing team at Saturday Night Live. So
we're high quality shit right
We don't even have any writers. Half the time, I don't even know what I'm saying. So
no, and then Robin's Soggy Biscuit thing was written entirely by himself, which cost us a guest. And perhaps, I got to tell you, a lot of people were offended by the Soggy Biscuit thing.
They were.
I'm offended by it too. Like, what are you doing? I will give it this. It's creative. It's a creative way to torture your friends, but it's
yeah, it's an interesting concept.
Yeah. And not something that ever occurred to me when I was on a sports team.
No. Usually my biggest concern was where we gonna go drinking.
That's right, because we're fucking normal.
She's crack open some cold ones. Yeah, Robin really did us in, didn't he?
He really did us in. I hope he's having fun wherever he is.
He's in purgatory. Yeah. Here's what it is. I think you have to dream big.
You do have to dream big. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And here's the thing too. I've always liked later in life success stories because I wasn't very successful. I'm still not, but you know what I mean? So that's why I have Anthony Bourdain.
We'll be like Colonel Sanders, right?
Right. So Bourdain got famous at 44. Charles Bukowski is behind me somewhere. He got famous in his 50s. Colonel Sanders didn't get famous until he was in his 70s, but I don't want to wait that long. Could we do it in our 40s, you think?
I think we could. And the other thing I think too, right, is that we offer something no one else does, the three of us. The other thing I think too is that, and I don't want to, cripple us before we get out there or hobble us. We're not going to ask for Howard Stern money.
No,
I'm not going to do it.
No,
I won't hear of it.
I'll do it for a tenth of the Stern contract.
Yeah, I would do it for half of what he makes.
I think that Ginny Winnie is ragging on Robin too.
She said, tiny metal mugs.
She was concerned yesterday when he flipped out. She was like, "Jesus Christ!" I was like,
"Yeah, he got really worked up.
Really mad about it."
Wonder what happened to him.
All the shit.
That's what he decided to snap on.
We've made fun of his shawls. We've made fun of his clothes. We make fun of his air traffic control headset. We make fun of everything. But
everything.
Do not question his burger knowledge because he will lose his shit.
He will. That's why I think he had that unfortunate run-in with the Barefoot Bandits.
Right. I think so. It was right after a Steak Shack cheeseburger. Poor Robin, man. I don't know. I think he needed the day off to decompress. He just couldn't take it anymore.
He needed it's someone's birthday. It's always someone's birthday.
Someone in the Barefoot
somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's in the initiation.
Yeah. The average dude, I asked him to be on today, but he was too busy. Jenny Winnie, I would have asked, but she's been on 50 times.
The average dude the other day made a video. It was pretty good. He was wearing a hard hat.
The average dude is going on field trips now. He's taking a show on the road, which we can't really do because we live in 3 different places. But I like the general concept.
I like it too. No, his videos are good. He's very well spoken. We like the average dude.
In
our book, he's not average.
No, he's above.
He's slightly above average.
He's the above average fella in our book.
Yeah. You know what? He calls himself the average dude. I have a new name for him. Mm-hmm. The above average friend of ours.
Do you want to rename Jenny Winnie too?
No, but I will tell you this: her videos are really good.
She's getting 8,000 new viewers every time she does it.
Well, you know what? She's got 8,00001. It's got right here. I've been viewing.
Just people helping people. People helping.
The only thing I would say though, if I had any suggestion, raise the prices. They seem a little low.
At her boutique.
Yeah. Because some of that stuff seemed affordable, and boutique in New York means not affordable.
No.
Right.
That's a French word for not affordable, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not sure Sergio is still here, but he hasn't booked, and we need to talk about rum and Mars. So if you
feel like he could really.
Yeah. My 2 favorite subjects now. I didn't know how much I cared about rum and Mars until I heard. We got to go to Cuba, man. Do you think, I would love to be on Sirius, but I would also love an Anthony Bourdain-esque show where some network pays the 3 of us to travel the world.
The problem with that is that neither of us, well, maybe Robin, but none of us know how to cook.
Well, we could. No, I'm not. You didn't cook. You ate other people's shit, and then we just say,
wasn't he a famous chef? What did he do?
He wasn't a famous chef. He was a chef. So the way Bourdain.
Hold on a second. Anthony Bourdain wasn't a famous chef. I thought he was.
No. What happened was he was a line cook at Leal in New York City, and his mother, and this is the part that he never talks about, but his mother had connections to the New York Times, with their work there, knew somebody there. So he wrote an article called like "Don't Order Fish on Tuesdays" or something. So it was like an expose on the restaurant industry, and everybody lost their fucking minds. So then they gave him advance for a book. So then he wrote a book, and then Food Network gave him a show. He was on Food Network.
Kitchen Confidential or something, right?
Kitchen Confidential was the book. That blew the fuck up. So then he goes on like speaking tours, Food Network show. Then he moves on to that other show, and then he moved on to the CNN show. So no, not a famous chef, but he became famous and happened to be a chef. Oh, Garrett's in too. Garrett, get it going, man. Garrett has homework. Either get us a thing on Sirius. You're in California, right? Or the West Coast, at least. Somebody at Sirius, somebody at CNN. That's all I'm asking.
If you had a dream job, what would it be? Would it be on Sirius? Or here's a question for you. Would it be doing a radio show, a real show, like in a studio, or a travel the world show?
Man, that's such a good question, because I think logistically, like these people that travel the world. So Rick Steves. Do you ever hear Rick Steves? So I listened to his episode on how I built this, and Rick Steves is unapologetic about being a bad father. He was like, listen, I miss soccer games, I miss graduations, I miss Christmases, but I had a job to do, and all my kids are rich. It cost me my marriage, but they didn't have to pay for college. They're all set up. I think the traveling show thing would be ideal, but I don't want to be an absentee father and an absentee. It always destroys your home life.
Yeah. We have to bring them with us.
Well, it's either that or we do the studio and everything's fine. I mean, that seems not bad. It's this, but better.
I think that was what I've always thought. I think Joe Rogan needs a competitor.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be us.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now because friend of ours now indicates below average, because it's us.
It's not nice.
I love it.
Can the radio show on the road? Ah, man. See, that's the thing. I don't know. I mean, you could do.
Here's the thing, Eric. Here's what we could do is that we could do every quarter we go take it on the road.
That makes more sense
for like a week, right?
Yeah. All right. So you solve problems. Well, okay. So same question. What would you rather do? Travel the world and have a nice little studio and then go home, play pickleball?
I'd rather be a famous actor.
Here's my problem with acting. I think, and this is because I'm a narcissist, I think I'm more entertaining than whatever character you're going to write for me. I want to be me. I don't want to be I don't want to pretend to be somebody else.
I think we do a show and this is what ideally I think that we would do a road show, and I think that we would have sponsors, and I think LinkedIn would pick us up and maybe Sirius, and we would do their, exactly what Garrett said. And then we would do, not like college tours, but like,
college tours would be great.
But do like we would go to a company, for example, and we would do like a panel. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well,
something like that.
I like it too. And so back to Bukowski. So Bukowski, here's the thing with groupies in college tours that make a lot of sense to me. Bukowski's famously unattractive. He writes about how ugly he is all the time. And he is objectively awful looking. But when he got famous in his 60s and started doing college tours, he was banging all college chicks. So listen, I'm just saying there's a lot of perks to taking the show on the road. It's going to destroy our marriages, don't get me wrong. But
I would just bring Kitty with me.
That's a good way to prevent it. Yeah.
Yeah. What was I going to? Oh,
Garrett, I plan on mingling. don't you worry about that.
I was going to say is that you do like spotlight series, like where like you bring in certain people, you know what I mean? So it could be like when we're in studio, it could be like LinkedIn field trips.
Are you saying that we're ripping off the above average friend of ours?
Per se. But yeah, and then I think we just
me and you, we're close enough that we could pull this off. Wait, 3 hours? Probably?
Yeah, we could. And then I think that we'll just keep it moving.
You know what we should do? So I throw a pretty big Halloween party every year. We invest a lot in animatronics and things. You should come up for the Halloween party.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, that could be the first road trip. We'll do Boston.
Mm-hmm. I like it. The other thing, there was another place I was thinking. Oh, I know what I was going to say is that we should do this year. I think we should do South by Southwest.
We should do South by Southwest. Yeah.
We should be the Eric and Rodney show with Robin live at South by Southwest.
Those are our people. I think South by Southwest.
Well, listen, everybody's our people, right? We love everyone.
We do. But man, if I can get this crossover burger deal and she wants to get us a food truck, then we could sell burgers on our not really international cross-country tour, drive all the way to sell burgers from Boston / Massachusetts all the way to South by Southwest, get viewership. We
can start our own channel.
OMG. No, I think we'd
be like Glenn Beck, right? Has his own channel no one's ever heard of and can't find.
Yeah, and Scientology has their own channel. We can have our own channel.
Oh my God! Well, Scientology's on DirecTV, so they're like, I want to show in there one day and be like, I need to speak with Tom Cruise. Is he in? Where is he at? Is he back there?
Oh, you know what? Speaking of that, kind of, if we get famous enough, we could do a GoFundMe for whatever we want. So if we want a tour bus, I think we could. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I think a year from now we do a GoFundMe, we get a tour bus.
Yeah. Well, who's going to drive it, Robin?
Obviously. Oh yeah, I forgot. Oh, Garrett and Sergio faked the moon landing. Of course they can help us. Oh yeah, that's true. About that. I gotta stop being so dumb. But
and Sergio is a rum expert.
Mm-hmm. We could start our own brand.
Garrett, I'm gonna tell you, none of us here. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what production means.
I think everyone who watches that show, it's pretty clear that we don't know what production means. But someday we will.
Yeah, I remember people saying to me, a producer, and I was like, "What does that mean?" And they're like, "Well, it's the person that like puts the show together and this and that." And I was like, "Isn't that the director?" They're like, "No." I'm like, "I'm just a simple businessman."
Right.
We're just a simple businessman.
We're just people helping people, and anything else.
People helping people is powerful stuff.
It is.
Do you know what that's from?
No.
It's from Wedding Crashers. I used to love that movie.
Wedding Crashers.
He goes, and the girl's like, the girl's rubbing his leg under the table. Mm-hmm. And he's like, what's this? It's just people helping people. Vince Vaughn was great, man. What happened to him?
We've talked about this before. The golden age of comedy is over. Like, when was the last big comedy that was in theaters? Nobody, but we had fucking Wedding Crashers, Dodgeball, all the American Pies, fucking Superbad. Like, there was just, big comedies used to be a thing that I'd go see in the theater.
What was that movie with him where he was like, he's like, Mitch, I can barely read.
Oh,
and worth $3 million. That was a great movie too. I gotta tell you, Vince Vaughn was remember in Swingers when he's like, run and get me a drink, and he's like, I'm counting 1, 2, 3. He was amazing. I don't wonder what happened to him.
Well, Vince Vaughn went full right-wing lunatic. He's like Ted Nugent, but he's on Curb Your
God,
Enthusiasm.
really?
He's okay on
Jesus.
he's hardcore. Oh, anyway, we're about to get cut off. Listen, we did an hour without a guest, without Robin. I'm not sure how good it was, but Garrett's going to get us a TV deal. Well, he's going to do the production on our TV deal or our radio show. Who knows? The above average dude is now the average dude is now the above average friend of ours.
That's right.
And Sergio is going to get us some Cuban rum. So listen, might not have been the best episode, but it was productive.
It was. We did some stuff.
We did some stuff. All right. We'll see you Monday, America. Goodbye.